Good morning and welcome. Thank you for joining me here today. If you found yourself here, there may be a message for your healing journey, soul's evolution, transformation, and/or simply information. Today and many other days, I get reminded of society and um, social groups and social media and how much dysfunction it causes, not only the younger generation, but people in the middle, in the mixed. Older generations are fumbling around trying to figure things out, and they do through grandkids or whomever. People that are still working in the workforce have to figure things out on the internet by force or to help you do your job. However, there's so many things on social media that people buy into, the fake facades, and or maybe they're manipulated to think a certain way. 80% of people usually follow, they say. Well, who are the 20 that are the leaders, right? So go within. Does it feel right internally, intuitively? Does it resonate? Or do you have to conform because your job tells you so, or your family, or your religion, or whatever, however you grew up? If you grew up with certain values, faith, sometimes you stick with it and sometimes you grow. You ebb and flow and you learn other things like college. Life is sort of like college, right? We learn, we grow, and we evolve. I thought about something in the last couple weeks that I circled back and it kind of made me laugh. And ran into somebody that she's grown now, but there was a story. I mean, I didn't think I'd have to say anything or talk about it, but it's still part of this society, how people don't accept you for who you are, right? Um, she's a beautiful young woman and very strong in her own right. And when I met her, I was working in a salon for her parents, and they were getting a divorce, right? So as an intuitive back then, sort of in the closet intuitive, and there'll be a pun intended to this. I notice some things. I pick up on things. A lot of us are great observers, right? And maybe we were told to conform and fit in, but in the hair world, we're creative and good thing. I'm also very ambidextrous and later on became a teacher. And I had great masterful teachers, and I was so grateful to learn under them the Harvard of hair. But this instance, it quickly was keenly aware that there was a massive issue that nobody was talking about and nobody spoke about it, but it was obvious. But of course, again, when you don't talk about things, they do evolve and come to the surface. So my point is, I joined their team in early December, I believe, because they needed. It was a busy time of year in the salon. One of the managers there uh, kind of looped me in, and they had a couple salons. So it was quickly thereafter, of course, there was a home party at one of the owner's house, and she was there with her assistant, and her ex was there with his assistant, and all teams were there, right? I don't know how many salons they had. I can't remember now. So interesting enough, I notice things because I'm as observant. And I noticed the dynamic of all people and their partners and husbands and kids, and everybody was invited. So I happened to end up by the husband. And of course, the daughter was all beside herself. She was supposed to be a certain way because that's what they wanted her to be. And she was sitting there talking about her hair. Wanted a wanted to go to a barber, wanted a clipper cut. And I said, well, I don't know about that. You should probably ask your dad to do it or his partner. She said, oh no. We had a whole conversation about it, about being individual, individuality, being unique. And she was in the field, her parents were in the field, and I thought, why not? You can always cut it off and do something different if you don't like it. But she was at an age where it could have been, had to be get the approval of parents. So I said, go do that. So stood by her dad and it kind of came up and she was edging in saying she um, wanted this certain haircut. And I said, show him a picture. He said, no, he wouldn't do it. And I said, well, what if she went to a barber and allowed her to do it and somebody could color the hair? That wasn't it. He was afraid that she was going to be so different. And I laughed. I thought, in this field, People wear crazy stuff. You can be business in the front, party in the back. What do you care? Put a hat on. If you have to go to court, be professional. You can cover things up. So, long story short, and I it just blurted out, well, if she goes to a barber and gets her haircut, why don't you have your partner, and I meant partner, color it? He's phenomenal. And they both looked at me, and his partner was eager to claim his position, literally, as his partner. And the dad looked at me and like he was three sheets to the wind. And I said, what? Why are you in the closet telling her she can't express herself when you two are in the closet not being open? Like, I didn't get it. And of course, this was decades ago. And I said, you two expect her to be herself when you're not being honest with yourself. And it's completely obvious to me and your clients. And you have a whole new salon and a database and everything's happy go lucky, right? So then and this is crazy. So then I said, just like your wife and her partner. And he looked at me like he was dumbfounded. Okay, so they were married, had to put on a persona, had a child. Now she's conflicted because she knew the parents both had partners and she didn't care, but they wouldn't let her be unique. And the partners, mom and dad, both had partners, wouldn't come out. Are you following the story? So I said, enough of this shit. Just do you. Like, what do you care? People love your hair and what you do. Just do you, right? They weren't really ready to come out of the closet, but when it's obvious to everybody, why wouldn't you? So the mother came out here. Well, long story short is the mom thought he was having a fling with somebody else, like another feminine. All the while, they're both same gender partners. Who cares? If you have love and you have love, and you have love, then love. Nobody cares. The daughter, however, was conflicted her whole life and became angry at a teenager. They wanted her to conform to being so straight laced and not express herself. So, my thing is, I don't care who you love, love that one person and do it wholeheartedly, like Brené Brown said. People will love you for who you are. Stop hiding who you are, right? Live in your own skin, be authentic and unique. And it happened to be in a creative field. It doesn't mean, you know, the persona. Love is love. Why hide it? Be in love. Show love. Be in gratitude that you found love and be grateful for it. Later on, I circled back to this girl and she was confused. Like, do I need to go through this shit too? She was pissed. So I have to find a feminine to be with because I have those parts. I said, why would you think that? I mean, if you want to, that's your choice. Or do you choose somebody like your dad? She said, no, because then he chose a partner that was the same sex. She was totally screwed up. So I said, whatever you feel you need to do for you is what you do best for you. You want to do hair? No. Hell no. She wanted to be a vet. So go do that. I think she did, but she didn't like it. No, she pursued something else. She dresses definitely like the masculine, but she is very feminine. Trust me, she is. And she found a partner. She's happy. And she's more of a masculine alpha male, but she married a man. And she's thrilled. And he's more of a homemaker because she's a boss lady. I said, see, you're happy, right? But she was so twisted for years because her parents had her twisted. That's not fair. Just be honest. Love is love. Whoever you are and whatever you are, love it and be authentic. Listen to Brené Brown's TED Talk on vulnerability and just do you. I love her. Just do you because you matter, right? Be authentic and live in your own skin. And if you don't know, you'll figure it out. It doesn't mean whatever you do behind closed doors, you have to put on a billboard, for God's sake. But be honest with yourself. Just do you because you matter. I hope this helps today. Namaste.